I'm Kalen Laws, and we're going to be speaking about on Friday myself, weight training.
Ooh. Weight
training, okay? So what is weight training? Weight training is a common type of exercise that's for the development of the skeletal muscles, right? The skeletal muscles. Do you know who knows what skeletal muscles are? Raise your hand. Okay, the skeletal muscles. Now, there are different types of weight training. I also, as Brother Bynum is, am a certified personal trainer. There are many different types of weight training, but the truth is I want to focus on cardiovascular, okay, and heavy lifting. Now, cardiovascular, to the athletes, one way that we cardiovascularly lift is to burn out. Who knows about burning out? In the weight room, you burn out. Burn out. What burnout means is you lift really light weight for a lot of times in a small time period, okay? You lift a lot of weight a lot of times in a small time period. Now, this gives you long, lean muscles, okay? You're not really bulked up, swole, okay? Long, lean muscles. Also, it can give oftentimes it provides quick results, fast results. There's a turnover with it, okay? And it looks very appealing with a long, lean muscles, kind of like yourself. Now, also, you have heavy lifting. You have heavy lifting. Heavy lifting, doing heavy lifting is when you lift a lot of weight, you gain tremendous amounts of strength, okay? This takes time. Heavy lifting takes a lot of time to see the results, okay? You bulk up, which means you get big. And oftentimes, the appearance can suffer. And what I mean by that is you see those flex magazines, those bodybuilding dudes, they think it looks nice. Right? Okay, they think it looks really nice. But their appearance suffers. They can't fit their clothes. They can't fit nothing. They can't turn and do nothing. They just walk around themselves, all that kind of deal. Okay? Now, when you weight lift spiritually, I'm going somewhere with this. When you weight lift spiritually, do you want to cardiovascularly lift? Or do you want a heavy lift? Who wants to lift? Who wants to do cardiovascular? Lift and get lean muscles, right? Get quick results and look appealing. Or who wants to lift heavy? Gain tremendous amounts of strength. Take time. Bulk up. But your appearance suffers.
I want to in between.
Okay? So, we're going to be talking about these types of things. All right? Your appearance can suffer, or your appearance can be nice. Right? Now, a couple quick things. Which one should I use? Well, we're going to be talking about that. But before you understand which one you should use, you should understand your body type. Okay? You should understand your body type. Myself, I don't have the genetics to bulk up and get really big. Some people do, physically speaking. Okay? There's a term called BMI that we use, body mass index. And what this does is it measures. It's really controversial, but it measures the type of weight you should have based upon your height. Okay? Now, it's not an exact science. I myself, my BMI, which is body mass index, is too high. But it doesn't take into account what you do athletically. Okay, I was an athlete in college, so my body mass index is going to be higher than what it normally should. All right, so it doesn't take into account your metabolism and fitness level. Now, your metabolism, who knows what the metabolism is? The metabolism is how fast you break down your food, right? How fast you break down your food. Well, how fast do you break down the word? It also doesn't take your body mass index. Talks about your fitness. It doesn't take into account your fitness level. Okay, it doesn't take into account your fitness level. Mm-hmm. How often do you work out? Right? Now, are you the body type that's skinny and want to put on weight? Or are you fat and want to lose weight? Are you happy with your weight, or do you want to trim your inches? Okay? And also, what's just as important is, what are your genetics? What are your genetics? What do I mean by genetics? What things do you deal with that will pass down to you through your bloodline? Now, oftentimes, there's an addictive nature that's passed down through people, right? If your mother was a smoker, your grandfather was an alcoholic, somebody else was addicted to sex within your family, that addictive nature can pass down through you. So how are you going to train to get out of that addictive nature? That's your genetics. Now, the process of weight training, really quick. Again, it breaks down your skeletal muscles. Your skeletal muscles are fibers that are built like this. If you lock your fingers together, this is what your skeletal muscles look like. When you weight train, they swell up. And what leaks out of your skeletal muscles? Who knows? What kind of fluid? It's called lactic acid. You know when you're running and you're lifting weights and you feel the burn? That's acid leaking out of your muscles. Yeah, literally. It's acid leaking out of your muscles. Lactic acid.
Don't give it all away.
Yeah. No. This is try to more. All right, lactic acid. Now,
don't get it all
that's
away.
called the breakdown of your muscles. Your muscles break down. When you read the word, when you weight train with the word, it breaks you down. One of the scriptures that we're going to talk about is how you have to suffer. Okay, the Bible says to suffer is Christ. Okay, which means we're supposed to suffer. All right, we're supposed to be broken down. Okay, now once the lactic acid comes out, that's when you feel the soreness and the pain. But you have to flush the lactic acid with water, with fluids, with electrolytes, with the living water, with the living fluid, with the living electrolytes. Okay? Now, after which you'll see the results. Come holler at me on Friday to figure this thing out. That's what good stuff. How do y'all want to know